Hey guys, welcome to my conversation with your Georgia 5A 126-pound state champion from Chattahoochee, Durben Carpenter. Hey Durben, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How does that sound to you?
Sounds good. Sounds like another accomplishment. Kind of sounds like the closed book of high school. It's kind of
Yeah, no, and it is the closed book of high school. It was a path to get to that point, and we're
yeah.
gonna we're gonna talk about kind of the last few years and kind of all the things that kind of went into that. But before we do that, I know you pretty well, but I don't know that everybody knows you really well. Let's talk a few things off the mat. We good with that?
Yeah.
All right,
Sounds good.
all right, awesome. All right, so let's start with just some yes or no questions, or this or that questions. Let's see. Sushi, yes, no.
Like seafood or like hibachi?
No, like raw fish on.
It's all right.
It's okay.
It's
Not
okay.
your favorite.
Not my favorite.
What is your favorite food?
Favorite food, probably either steak or hibachi of some sort. I really love ramen.
Okay, okay,
Love ramen.
I got you. I got you. Were you watching your weight a little bit this year?
Not at all. Right now, I'm walking around like 128.
Is that
So
right? Okay. Well, so as wrestlers, we're always kind of not maybe not cutting weight, but we're kind of watching it a little bit. Is there a
always.
food that you didn't get to eat that you like wanted to have during the season?
There was a couple times I'll like drive by Chipotle or Chick-fil-A. I'm cutting a little weight. And I just start hallucinating, imagining that food in my hands. It's very
is
tempting.
is there any particular thing that you missed? Like was it a milkshake or was it anything?
Steak quesadilla from Chipotle.
A
I don't know
steak
why.
quesadilla from Chipotle. Okay, I got you. That's cool. That's cool. All right. So what's your favorite subject in school?
Favorite subject, probably right now I like physics. It's kind of interesting. It's cool.
Okay. All right. That's cool. Science in the future for you? Is that something you're interested in?
Probably finance. I'm majoring in finance,
You're
but
going to major in finance. Okay.
yeah,
All right. What about, so you're a math person. I mean,
yeah.
okay. So least favorite subject,
Definitely literature, I would say.
literature.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that the least?
It's just we read a passage and then we have to like remember every single quote from it. It's just very tedious and
Right.
annoying. But
Okay. All right. Is there anything that you've read that you like you liked and it was
yeah.
something that stuck with you? What's give me an example of something that you've read recently that you kind of
Uh,
liked?
we read Mouse 1 and 2. It's like a kind of like a comic book talking about World War II and how it was in Germany. But
Oh. Okay.
pretty
Okay, so the title's called Mouse?
yeah, Maus.
Maus. Okay. All right. You know what? Thank you for spelling it for me because I probably would have spelled it as like a mouse.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up. That's cool. I'm always looking, as you can see behind me. I've got books everywhere. I love to read. So, all right.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the food. What's the best breakfast food?
I'm not really a big breakfast guy, but if I have to pick anything, either Waffle House hash browns
Mm,
or Chick-fil-A minis.
okay. All right. That's cool. All right. Pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
No,
No. No. Strong
absolutely.
feelings like that's a thing that you just don't do.
Yeah, get that out of here. No pineapple on pizza.
All right. If you were given a chance to go to space, would you?
Yeah, probably. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. You know one of the cool things that I've done, like that not many people can say, is that I actually slept in an underwater hotel.
Oh, that's cool. I've
That
seen
is,
those before. Yeah, that's really cool.
yeah. It's a very different thing. It's something that I can say that like a whole lot of people can't say that they've done.
For sure.
What um this is an interview about me. This is an interview about you. So we'll go back to if you could go anywhere in the world, visit anywhere in the world, where are you gonna go?
Hmm. Probably Greece.
Greece.
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular reason?
My dad's Greek. His mom's like fully Greek. She's like from Athens in Greece, so that'd be cool to visit.
Yeah, yeah. You've never been there?
No, I haven't.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's make a transition to on the mat. And before we talk about the last few years and that sort of thing, I want you to go way back in time to when did you start wrestling and how'd you get into it?
Man, I started when I was probably six or seven,
Okay.
and I did karate from like 3 years old to 6 years old. I was a black belt, and I realized it's like kind of a joke, at least when like you're a kid. No diss towards any
Right.
comedy people, but so I decided to move on. I did a little summer camp of wrestling at Lambert, and the coach like told my parents like I had a lot of potential, and I had a lot of fun with it. And then
Okay.
yeah,
How'd you get signed up for it? Was it something that like somebody came home? Was it a friend doing it? How in the world did you end up at this camp?
that's a great question. I think my parents heard about it from someone on my baseball team. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. And as a 6 or 7 year old Durban running around, you really liked wrestling?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was always a smile on my face, and I think there always is still.
Very cool. All right. So I want you to think back to that younger self. Now that you've gone through high school and you're a senior, you're a senior getting ready to graduate and that sort of thing, move on. And what piece of advice would you give your younger self now?
Um, Stick with it as much as you can, but have fun with it. A lot of people seem to overdo wrestling. Like there's always like so much you can do with everything. There's a limit to how much you can do. And like I had a buddy of mine when I was probably 10 years old. I'm still just doing local tournaments, having fun training, and he was like traveling the country to wrestle year round, nonstop, being homeschooled, isolating yourself. I just wouldn't do that. I would say get out more, like, and wrestle as much as you can, as long as you're having fun with it.
Very cool. Yeah. No, I so as a former coach and that sort of thing, I actually have a very similar mindset. I believe that it's important to keep it fun and enjoyable and everything else. There's a point at which we cross over and we get
Yeah.
much more serious about it. But certainly when you're a little kid, that it was fun. Um, so so thinking back or thinking to the last few years, you have wrestled a lot of really good kids in your career. Is there one that stands out? And I don't mean necessarily in a match. I mean, it could be a camp. It doesn't even have to be a kid. Like, I mean, maybe you rolled with Coach Frayer and he's the best person that you ever rolled with. Like, who is the
Yeah.
best person that you ever rolled with?
Um, I got to wrestle with Ventresca for the first time. I was at VTech. I mean, he kicked my ass, but it was fun. I almost took him down, but he'll have to tilt. And then I was like, come on, get up. I'm like, I'm trying, getting mat return, tilted again. But it's fun. I had fun with it.
That's cool. So Eddie took it to you, huh?
Oh yeah.
Very cool. All right. So let's go to what 3 years ago you took second in state as a sophomore.
Mhm. Right.
I think you lost to Maddox, is that right?
Yeah.
In the state finals. And you're leaving as a sophomore after taking second. And what are you thinking?
Um, I was really close.
Hmm.
And what am I gonna do to make myself get better so I can beat Maddox next year?
And what did you do?
I started freestyle for the first time.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Got my neutral game a lot better. Made me a little more funky when I wrestle, and worked a lot on my top as well. So those are
So
definitely the big things.
so you came back the following year and you did not have the tournament you wanted.
No.
Um, Did you end up fifth?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? I mean, not to make excuses, but was there a reason why you didn't make the run that you thought you were going to?
So here's my thought process at the beginning of the year. Weight assessments happen. I test weight assessment to the minimum weight of 120.6. And I was kind of too late to appeal for it. And I was also kind of lazy. I was like, I'll be all right. And then going into the year, I see Jake Craps is at 126. Dallas Russell's at 132. I'm weighing like 124 at the time. And I had to make a decision. I was like, which kid do I want to wrestle? So I chose the bigger weight. And that makes a pretty big difference when you're that small that way. I didn't think it would make that big of a difference, but
Yeah,
they
you
were
were you were giving up some weight, and they were probably coming down a little bit in weight. So by the time you're walking out for some of those matches, you might be 10, 12 pounds lighter than that.
yeah. I did not
Yeah.
make it easy on myself.
So was that in your head coming into your senior year as far as I'm gonna be much more thoughtful about this process in my senior year?
Yeah, well, like after taking fifth, um, I mean, I was kind of bummed, but I was also like, now I'm definitely gonna be a lot stronger than all the kids that are actually my weight. Because all year I wrestled up. Like I wrestled Maddox at the beginning of the year. I weighed like 126 and I wrestled 32 just so I could wrestle Maddox. And I think wrestling all those bigger kids definitely helped like me be feel bigger and more confident at my own weight.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, and I mean, let's be honest. You had a great season. I mean,
Thank you.
and I think that I mean, so I was taking pictures of your finals match, and I saw a couple of your other matches. I don't think you gave up a point at the state
Yep.
tournament. Is that
That was
right?
the plan. Yeah, me and my coach Ethan Phillips were like, we're Kyle Daking this, going for zero
Okay.
loud.
Wow. Wow. That yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Thank
that's you don't get much more dominant than that, do you?
No, you don't.
That's cool. That's awesome. All right. So when you finally got your hand raised and all of that has happened, what was the emotion?
I was really excited. I was really happy. I was also really happy high school was over. Now I'm ready to start training, getting even better, getting ready for the big stage.
Well, and what is next is
Virginia
Virginia
Tech.
Tech. All right. So why Virginia Tech?
Um, so when I was looking at schools, like when I started looking like 2 years ago, I was doing, college summer camps and looking at it. I did the Virginia Tech, I think it was like the Roby 30-man camp. It's like a week intensive long camp. And I did it twice. The first time I was like, this kind of sucked. Kids are really cool. Campus is awesome. Go back a second time, just as hard, maybe even harder. And I don't know, like halfway through, I was like, I could really get used to this. I can start training like this much every single day. And like I really enjoyed it. And I was like, this kind of feels like home. But at the time I wasn't like at that wrestling skill level to where I even thought it was possible. And so, I kind of moved on. I texted Frere. We went our separate ways for a little bit. I started looking at other schools, kept wrestling, doing more college camps, and then ended with Virginia Tech. So
All right. Well, and I'm sure you're excited about kind of that next step. Although I mean, that level, man, that's a whole other level. But you know what? That's pretty cool. That's like take your shot, that sort of thing.
yeah.
So last question I've been asking everyone is why wrestle? What is special about the sport to you?
Wrestling, I mean, wrestling's addicting for sure. Like I could never see myself like if I stepped off the mat right now and never wrestled again, I don't think there'd be like a day that goes by where I'm not thinking about wrestling or like wanting to wrestle. Like I'll go up to my friends all the time and just start moving around. They're like, "What are you doing?" But
Very
yeah,
cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you. Are you ready for for the next 4 years and seeing where you can end up?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad I got it this year. I got a taste of wrestling actual D1 wrestlers because I did a few college open tournaments too.
Oh,
So
okay.
so I got a good feel for those college kids. They're really strong and
Yeah.
high pace.
And really good on top.
Pretty good, yeah, pretty good on top too.
All right. Well, I want to say congratulations on earning a state title. I
Thank
want to
you.
wish you the best of luck at Virginia Tech and in the future. And yeah, congratulations again, Durbin.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank you
man.
for having me on too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.